We're live from Chevy Chase.
Well, it's now time for Talk of the Town, and today we're talking about medicine and whiskey, or are they the same?
10 Day Bourbon is a local non-distilling producer crafting exceptional bourbon whiskeys while telling the associated story of medicine and whiskey. And joining us, we have Doctors Robert Wilson and David Thornton. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
The doctors are in the house.
In the house with some bourbon.
With
It's a good
some
way to start the morning on a Wednesday.
Absolutely. So tell us about this and how you got started with 10 Day Bourbon.
So this is just something that we thought about a couple years ago. As just a lot of our interests, our profession, all kind of collided, and you know, we looked one day. We were at a liquor store and said, "There's all this history between medicine and the refinement of whiskey, and nobody talks about it in a brand." And we just said this would kind of be a fun idea to do, and so here we are today.
Awesome.
I love it. So literally, the name 10 Day Whiskey means...
So during Prohibition, the only legal way that you could get bourbon or whiskey was through a prescription from your doctor, dentist, or veterinarian, which we've got to figure out why a veterinarian. But so you would get it for 10 days at a time. You would get a little small pint, and it was a prescription for 10 days of bourbon. So that's why we decided to come up with the 10-day bourbon to tell the story that nobody else was telling for this.
Are those prescriptions still available?
They are not. We brought an old prescription from the Prohibition era where you can see talking about 2 ounces of whiskey as needed. So
2 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what a dram. That's right. What we would talk about today.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do a little tasting?
Do a little tasting. This is...
So this first one here, this is our small batch. It's a 70-21-9 rye mixture. Mash bill, and it's actually just won gold medal out at the San Francisco World Spirits competition.
That's awesome.
So we'll get you guys a sample of it. It's my favorite between our 2 releases that we currently have. This other release that we have that David's pouring is our high rye,
which it just came out a couple of weeks ago. Finally hit the stores with it. It's my favorite. Rob likes the small batch. I'm more of a fan of the high rye.
So there's something for everybody.
Something for everybody, but that's the small batch that you're going to try right there.
Okay.
You guys can't drink because you're going to work after
We're going to work after this. So probably not a good idea.
Unfortunately, that is true.
But I mean, it soothes the throat.
It does.
It's good for Kentucky allergies.
I love a rye bourbon too.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I love good rye bourbon.
Yeah.
So then tell us, what is the future for 10 Day Bourbon?
Hopefully the sky's the limit. We've got some more releases coming later this fall. We're going to have one called Surgeon's Cut. It's going to be an 8-year bourbon, really good. And then we're looking at doing a wheated bourbon as well. So that's our future plans right now. We're still just working on marketing, trying to get it out there, get the name brand. A little bit difficult when we both work full time and that kind of stuff.
Did you all give up golf and do this? What?
No, golf was given up a long time ago.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's what drove you to drink.
That's what drove us to drink, and if we're drinking bourbon, we might as well have our own brand, right?
Yes,
so that's why we decided to do this.
And one other thing that we're going to do, actually, we're going to start a barrel select program for people that want to come and sample barrels and pick out a barrel for their clients at work or employees or whatnot. So
well, I think we need a live from Chevy Chase barrel.
Well, we've been talking about that. Lee and I have been talking about doing a barrel pick for us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need to do, and then when people come on our show, we can give that to them as a gift.
Yeah.
Perfect. We would love to do that.
Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. And by the way, something's hurting in my upper arm here. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Where can people buy your bourbon? Yeah. Where can people buy your bourbon?
So we're in a lot of stores in Kentucky right now. Liquor Barns, where we are currently, some other smaller places. Total Wine's getting ready to pick us up. So multiple opportunities to go out and purchase a bottle.
That is really exciting. From medicine to bourbon, and you are still managing to do both at the same time. Gentlemen, you all are very inspirational. Thank you for this delicious tasting that we've had today. You need to pick up some 10 Day Bourbon and have a little tasting of your own. And again, you can get that at Total Wine and also soon, and also Liquor Barn. All the information is up on the screen.